Hello, and welcome to the Weekly Scroll Podcast. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Mossy Jack Greenteeth.
And I'm Kyle Reimergartin, haringer of dogs and smusher of putties.
And I'm Max Moon. I got nothing, y'all.
You just Max Moon, and
Yep.
and this is us here today. We're doing something a little bit different. A, this is not our normal day, but B, you'll notice those watching. This is not our normal screen. We are playing Rumpus today. Rumpus, the tabletop miniatures game of fisticuffs, japes, and jiggery-pokery. Here with Max and Kyle. So, what, guys? First, hey, how's it going? Hi, welcome both of you.
Greetings to you.
Always good to see you guys.
Great to see you.
Love playing games together too.
Not as if we haven't been here for an hour together prior to getting this going. So the awkward hello once again. But what the heck's Rumpus? What are we doing today? And what is this game that we're playing?
Well, Rumpus is the favorite pastime of the trooping fairies, for one. And two, Rumpus is a pile of fairies piling on top of each other, for three. And for five, Rumpus is the very somber and important mission of stealing a baby for the Fairy King, which is what we're going to be doing today. It is a tabletop miniatures game where players have a troop of fairies and they lead them in fairy endeavors. And today our fairy endeavor is stealing babies.
Love it.
Just what I always wanted.
It's my favorite pastime. So
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good baby theft?
And right now we're playing on Tabletop Simulator, which you've got the Tabletop Simulator mod set up free. We've got the print and play version set up free as well. And this is all eventually leading towards a big collab with Exalted Funeral to put this together in one big, beautiful box set. But we didn't want to wait and spend years sitting on it. We want to get people playing, and we're super stoked to be playing with y'all today. One thing I'll add about Rumpus that I love mentioning is just like we have had a couple things in mind as like big influences. It's kind of, I like to think of it as the Labyrinth movie meets the Power Stone video game on a tabletop game. It's like my two big like things kind of going for combining here. And it's not like either of them.
What is the Power Stone video game? I've never seen this before.
For Dreamcast. Power
Oh, I
Stone.
never
I'm
had
so
a
glad you asked.
Dreamcast. Yeah.
nerd.
It's fantastic. It's my favorite thing on the Dreamcast. And Arcane Kids always said, make the games that you want to see on the Dreamcast. So we took a Dreamcast game and then made it for the kitchen table, which I think is even better than on the Dreamcast because everybody has a Dreamcast, but not everybody has a kitchen table. So we're just trying to like reach people who, we wouldn't ordinarily reach. Power Stone's great. It's a fighting game that takes place in an arena. So you're like you're a video game character navigating like a Parisian cafe or a necromancy laboratory or something like that, just like common places that we've all been to. And then there's somebody else in there with you. And if you beat them enough, gems pop out of them. And then you can eat the gems. And if you eat 3 gems, you transform into a godlike avatar that is able to shoot knives from your hands or call down fire from the heavens. And then your opponent has to scuttle around staying away from you, but they can hit you with a pipe.
So it's very much like real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Very IRL. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I don't have a table nor a Dreamcast, so I'm excited to I guess get a taste of the Power Stones here on Rumpus today.
And that's why we made Tabletop Simulator. It's a table for folks who don't have tables. So you can, like right now, for the limited time offer of $19.99 or however much it costs on Steam, purchase a table of your own that exists in perpetuity in the internet, which we all know will last forever.
We're definitely not moving closer and closer to the dead internet every single day, but yes, it will
No,
be
no,
here.
it's a varied and vibrant place, and it's completely free.
Everyone's real online. There's no bots. Don't
Yeah, totally.
Pretty corporate interest.
The
Yeah,
best way to
diverse,
make something
hospitable,
last is to make it for the internet. It'll be there for all time.
There we go. So Tabletop Simulator, this has been fun to get used to. It's really great once you get it. Gosh, there's a learning curve. So for those out there, definitely read up on all the little shortcuts, and you'll see us fail numerous times today. I believe we already said the table is locked and triple checked it. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But why don't we? Let's play this game. Let's hop in. How are we starting this? I know that this has already been set up by y'all. We've played this together previously. But we are setting up a new thing. So for today, why don't we get started, and you let us know what we're doing, who we are, and how we're going to do that.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so first of all, here we are at our table, and each of us has a troop of 3 fairies. My fairies are red. Everybody else's fairies are the other colors. Each of our fairies has a unique name that we will reveal in a moment and then keep secret for the rest of the game as far as we can. And our fairies also are carrying some of their favorite items into the arena, and each of them also has magic that they can do. Each fairy's magic is different, and they don't like to talk about it, so that's why many of our magic cards are face down. Fairies are going to march into the board, loudly announce their names for the glory of the Fairy King, and then they will commence hustling to the center of the board, to the stump, which is a crib. Very normal crib that a normal human family would have in their house because it is a stump. And we will get the baby from the stump and leave one of our fairies behind as a changeling to fool the mortal family and hustle it back off of the map the whence we came so that we can win. And the Fairy King will be happy with the latest fairy to join their court.
Now, I'll add something here real quick too, Kyle, just for folks who don't know. Rumpus has scenarios, and it also, this is one of the scenarios, Take the Babe. So there's multiple scenarios. The scenario setup is like how we've got this little log cabin set up here with a stump in the center where to represent the crib that the babe is resting in. But there's also Free for All Rumpus. There's also Hog the Grog, where you're fighting to drink as much as you can. But today we're doing the Maurice Sendak classic, Take the Babe.
Indeed. And this mortal family has built their house with 2 doors so that fairies can come and go as they please in an attempt to appease wild forces beyond their understanding. So we've got a door here and a door here, but alas, it shall not be enough to protect them from the fae.
Beautiful.
Right?
We walk through a character creation process for just one fairy.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it right here for Rob Weary Cow. Here's Rob's portrait right over here. Rob Weary Cow's name was randomly selected from the random fairy name generator using 2 6-sided dice. Rob then drew 2 items to carry in Rob's hands: a sack, which can hold 3 additional items, very useful item, that one, and a sling, which can be used to throw stones at another fairy. And then Rob's magic is, don't tell anyone, luck, which means once per game they can ignore something that happens and pretend it didn't happen. It's very good. Rob comes into the game with 3 life, like all fairies. They can get more life or less life as the game goes on. And I think that that's just about that for Rob.
Awesome. Well, that brings us to how we play. I think that's our setup, right?
I think so.
Cool.
So in this first round, this is a ceremonial round that the Fairy King insists on, that every fairy will say their name and then only move onto the board, not do any other actions. On a fairy's turn, they can do a move and an action. But in this first round, they can only move, and they say their name for all to hear. It's the sacrifice that they give to enter into a rumpus. So we got to roll to see who goes first. Everybody roll a dice.
Is it R again?
Yeah.
Yes, R is the roll.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled
Nice.
a
Got a
4.
6. I'm going to get to go first, but also something special happened. Anytime a 6 is rolled, the Fairy King gets excited and tosses a random item out into the board. So I'm going to roll to see where that item lands. And that is 11, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 11, 1, 2, 3. All right, right there.
That's
Oops,
a trap.
thank you. All right, I think this is the spot.
Which that item might be a trap, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then with a 6, I'm player 1, correct? Nobody else got a 6?
You are player 1,
All right, awesome.
which means I am player 2, and
Cool.
so forth.
And player 2 starts with obstacle placement, right?
Well, there are no obstacles to place because we already have 9 obstacles on the board.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that with Take the Babe. Sweet. Then we just jump into it.
Just jump into it. Here we go.
All right, cool.
Right.
Take a look at my quick reference.
Yes, there is a quick reference. I'm going to zoom in on that real quick as I get used to the stuff again. This is our quick reference.
Things on the quick reference before I start my turn.
Yeah, now that I have it on the screen for everyone to look at, why don't we go through that?
Awesome. So on a fairy's turn, you can move and take one action in any order, but you can't split the move. And the actions you have available to you are run, hide, use an item, set a trap, pick a pocket, use magic, or fight. Running is just moving again. So you move, every fairy starts with a base movement of 3 spaces. When you run, you move an additional 3 spaces. Even if your main movement goes up, your running still is going to be like just 3 spaces. So it's not double movement, just an extra 3 spaces. You can hide. That one's a little more complicated. But essentially you take your fairy off the board, and every turn that fairy may be moving, and when you choose to come out of hiding, they get basically all their move at once. You can use any of your items. Some items have a while held effect, and it's like kind of a global constant effect. Some items have a use effect, and that only happens when they're used. You can set a trap. Any fairy at any kind of time, if they can use an action to just create a random makeshift trap. You can also drop items or magic into traps to create these sort of like Rube Goldberg traps. So every trap has, or every item has a special effect when it is used in a trap. You can pick a pocket, steal something from a fairy that's adjacent to you. You can use your magic. You can fight. Fighting, there's melee and ranged if you have a weapon that gives you that range. Otherwise, it's just adjacent. And there's a fighting table there for when you fight. It is just the attacker rolls and compares against the fighting table results, but they could get hurt as well. And then you can also always eat an item. This comes to stitches, but you can eat your items. One of the amazing things about fairies is that they have a tendency to be able to draw magic power from anywhere and just eat shit. So you can eat your mug, you can eat your sack, you can eat your sword and convert that into some power. You get an extra die to roll on a roll. So if I could fight you, but I might decide I want to eat my flute and make my fighting power a little stronger and then roll 2 dice on that fighting table. Or same thing with magic to get a potent magic effect. We come back to that when that comes up. But for stitches you can do it anytime. So you can eat an item whenever. You can drop an item or pick up an item. Oh, also when you eat items, you can gain a life instead of adding a die. So eat an item, gain a life, or add 1 die. I think those are the main things I wanted to touch on there from the quick reference card.
Let's rump.
Let's rump.
Wait, here we go. I am going to announce. So since this first one we have no actions, just announcing. I am figuring out, who's going in there. Yep, I definitely know. All right, here we go. It is going to be Rob Dipping Green Teeth from the Green Teeth family. It's gonna down here, move 1, 2, 3 spaces. Boom. And you can move diagonal as well as whatever. Just, yep.
All right, this is Rob Weary Cow. As you might remember, 1, 2, 3, toink. Yellow.
Okay.
And the name announcing, I'll just add, is an important part of the game because knowing a fairy's true name gives you power over them and it can come up with certain circumstances in the game. So we typically hide our names, but we are forced to announce our true names at the beginning of the game. All right.
Is that guy? That's that guy. This is this guy. So, this is Jack Roundcap.
That's a good name.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna go. I can move up to 3. You said correct?
Yep.
It's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Boom. There he is.
We're gonna all in. I wonder if we're gonna all just end up in the 4 corners.
I think that is about to happen.
All right. I'm gonna play Todd Dawkins on this item.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
right.
good call.
You get to
You
draw.
can pick that up if you want.
No, I like me standing on it.
Just stand on it. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to put a babe in the middle.
I'm going to. I've already played this actually, so I don't want to get too far ahead. But I'm supposed to draw an item card, correct?
Yeah.
Not the whole stack, please. Just the one.
Hover over the stack and press the number of cards you want to draw.
Oh, that is correct. I forgot.
So easy.
There we go. Ooh.
What'd you get?
I got a chalice. While held, any damage dealt to an opponent, the fairy gains that much life and becomes drunk. Must move as far as possible, even if the fairy has already moved. Move in a random direction for each space. And if I set it as a trap, fairies in surrounding spaces gain X life and become drunk, where X is the damage the trap dealt.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Back to pink.
Oh, I just realized you probably are supposed to wait to draw that till the next turn, but whatever, because the round.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's more interesting this way. All right, it's back to me then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and here we go. I'm doing it. I know who I'm sending. I'm sending out. Oh, I'm doing everything wrong. I do this all the time. Okay, I have like a good idea and then I do it wrong and have to come up with a new idea. Okay, I'm sending out Tippy Toe Blue. No, I'm not. I'm saying. All right, here we go. It's going to be Meg Dockin.
Good.
1, 2, 3 for Meg Dockin.
Mm-hmm.
Next up.
Okay. This is Tangle Powler. 1, 2, 3.
I love that piece.
Yeah, it's one of my absolute favorites.
Brett
All
Manning.
of our art in the print and play comes from Brett Manning, who is just fantastic. She has rendered hundreds of amazing fairies that are available no longer in her sold out print run of her book, 1 Foot into the Green, which is so good and you can't get it anywhere. So tough.
All right, that's Ryan. Oh, Ryan, you're maybe muted.
Struck dumb by the Fairy King.
It's okay, move now and you can announce your fairy in silence. That way no one will know its name. No.
Oh, it's still silent.
What about now?
Now we can hear you.
Your voice is
Boom. All right. Here we go. So
I think that
I'm.
is a wild magic effect, actually.
What is, so I have to come in on this side of the board. We decided, right? Over here.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard not to go in on the corners when you're coming in from the corners. You know what I mean? Like
That's true. That's true. I would like to draw
so-
attention to the fact that I've put Tingle Powder right next to you because I intend you some ill will. So,
Oh, dope. So I can punch you in the face, right?
yeah.
not
But
yet.
not
I can't yet, though. I can't. You have to get everyone on
But
the board.
yeah, we're
right?
just standing next to each other, just
Perception
looking each
round.
other in the eyes.
This is the handshake round. Ah!
All right. Well, now 2v1, baby. All right. Oh, and this guy, this person is that my guy there, my friend is Skip Along, Jenny Goodfellow.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I like
Skip
that.
along, skip along. Yeah.
I, for
You
one,
did the 2 first names thing, and I'm really glad that you did. I always forget to add a second first name, but you totally can.
2 first names good. That's what my name when we entered the stream was. You know, I had
Oh, yeah.
Your name is 2 first
Monkey
names.
Jack. Yeah.
Oh.
I, for one, am going to play Mog Snapfinger.
Ooh, I love that name. I'd like to meet a Mog Snapfinger. Whoa.
Oh.
Funny those names.
Right.
Okay. And then my final fairy enters the fray. Be afraid, be very afraid, for now I present unto you Tippy Toe Blue. All right. No, you're gonna go.
Just realized I haven't been listening to anybody's fairy names, and I won't remember them.
No.
I didn't remember
Except
it last time, so.
Except for Mog
I forgot that it
Snap.
mattered last time we played. Right.
This is Tippy Toe Green Teeth.
Tiptoeing around.
Of
What
the
did I
Tippy
do?
Toe Consortium.
And my troop now, Gully of the Shuddering Toadstool, is on the board.
Oh yeah, my full troop, Chamber of the Beast and Cauldron is on the board.
My last guy here, my last friend, my last buddy. This is Nimmy Goldberry.
Nice.
I'm just gonna go.
Oh,
I think that
there.
it just is looking really good for
a law firm.
And this
for
is
Tingle Powder here.
Cavern of the Shining Twigs here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And now I shall set onto the board the one and only, the legendary Blue Loudy.
Nice.
And now my house, the Mound of the Falling Flowers, is on the board.
Oh, that's beautiful too.
It's a
That's a nice
great
one.
name.
Such good house names.
I didn't even cheat at all on the house names. Sometimes it makes really dumb ones, but not today.
That ends our first processional round. This doesn't count against the 9 rounds we have to complete our mission that the Fairy King has put us to, but it does add a life into the gambling pool. So at the end of every round, not including the first round, the processional round, you will roll a die, and if you roll under the amount of life that is in the gambling pool, you win unless someone else does. Then it's the high roller wins, and you get all the life, and you get to distribute it among your fairies. And that brings me to my first turn, right?
Yep.
A real round. And I actually made a plan that I am gonna stick to here.
I'm going to forget immediately.
Yeah, no, I am not stick to it. I just changed my mind. All right, so here's shit. Okay, nope, I'm doing it. Fuck it. Okay. Yeah. This one, Mr. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm making a move. When we're playing Take the Babe, the goal here's some of the rules for this. A fairy has to use a special scenario action called the glamour action to first turn themselves into a baby and stay in the crib. Once they're in the crib forever. You're down a fairy. But no one can take the babe until there's a changeling in the crib. All right. My turn is over. That brings
Oh, and then, but the other part of that is that if you're the troupe that gives up a fairy to be a changeling, you get an extra turn that round.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ah.
Yeah, because otherwise no one would do it. Fairies being, immediate and I don't know, what's the word? Mercurial, I suppose, creatures.
You get that extra turn immediately after turning into a fairy, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
Yep. You turn into a little log and then you get another turn.
All right, and then it's your turn, Kyle.
All right. Well, my fairy, Bing, is going to eat their amulet, and they are going to attack this fairy right here. Since I ate an amulet and I am carrying a spear, I will roll 3 dice for this attack.
And I just realized I forgot to take my action. I only moved, but that's okay.
Oh, that was a really ridiculous roll.
I just
Holy.
So this
I moved
fairy
my fairy and finished my
is
last
dead
fairy.
because I rolled 17 total, and 10 or higher means that they are instantly killed. So you will roll on the death table to see if they're really dead or if something else happens.
That's cool.
Death table's on the
I'm very happy about that. Sure. Quick reference. Let me get to that real quick for the people. Death table 1 through 6, right there. Let's make that a little bit easier for the people. Boom. See that? And then let me get a dice real quick.
Oh, and if you have your fairy house table, Ryan, is hidden from the rest of us. So if you want to roll on the board, then we can like see what's happening.
He was doing it for the benefit of the audience, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, next to the quick reference table?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You do.
I will.
We trust you,
move this
Ryan.
up.
Just do whatever.
Oh, you got the best result.
I got a 2.
Matt, that's marvelous. What happens to you?
So I split in half, each having 1 life with the same name, and I get an extra fairy. So that's what you get.
There you go. So now each of these fairies has 1 life. They share a name, but there are 2 of them. My attack has splomped them down the middle like a slime in Dragon Quest.
Nice.
Do you want to make one slightly tinted so we know only one of them has the items?
I suppose. Here, let's do this.
And then that's this guy. So I'm gonna stick this over here.
There. How's that?
And then just have 2. So wait, so one of them still has the item, right?
Yep. And one of them it just has sprung to life ex nihilo.
Dope. Sick. Awesome. Great. Cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and move then, now that I've done my splomping, and go 1, 2, 3.
Well, you've escaped my trap. How dare just a simple movement would let you get around. Okay, so then that's me now, right?
Yes.
Yes, dope. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is look at my items here. And then what I would like to do is oh, wait a minute. I have a item here that says when drawn, roll a die.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Is that a thing that I should have done already?
Just go ahead and do it now, and we'll just step backwards in time together.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to roll this guy. Get a little extra. That's a 5. So it says, when drawn, roll a die. On a 6, choose a fairy. But I didn't choose a 6, so none of that matters, right?
Correct.
So the item is basically nothing, right?
The item is just a tooth.
Dope. Sick. Awesome. So I'm gonna take Tooth Boy.
Yep.
And I'm gonna chase you down.
Yes.
Can I attack diagonally?
Yes, you can.
So I'm gonna move 2, but I can't split movement.
Correct.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna move 2. And then I'm gonna eat this tooth.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep going.
So then that'll go away. And then
Nice.
that gives me an extra dice, and then I'm gonna stab you with my dagger. It says, while held, +1 to fighting roll, range 2. And then I have a trap effect, but I'm not putting in a trap. I'm stabbing you.
Did
So
stab.
+1 to fighting roll. Does that mean I get even another die?
That means that whatever your result is on the 2 dice that you're going to roll, you're going to add 1 to it.
Okay. So I get 1 die because I have 1 die, and I get 1 die because I ate my tooth, right?
Correct.
And then I can roll both of them together.
Oh, dang.
So
And,
12.
12. And
Did
that's
you
a
throw
6,
2
so
items
that
on the
means that
board for?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't
Did
do
you
your
throw
2
2 for yours?
I forgot.
So 3 items.
Let's do all
Boom,
the
boom, boom.
items, and then I'll see what happened to my fairy.
Right.
All right, I'm going to do mine first. I got 7 and 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 10 is here. Okay, and then 7 and 12. Great.
That's easy.
Thanks.
All right, and then Ryan's
So
items.
those are mine.
Oh, and then I'm just gonna roll both of these too, right?
Yep.
Get closer.
And for the viewers, when we place items, it's always relative to the player who is rolling the dice at the time. So I count mine from the top of the board that's opposite me, and that is different than everybody else because they have a different side that's their home side.
Well, so 2, 5.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
So
would
I
put
just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would put that here, I think.
yeah,
Nice.
so just throw a dice to Hunter. There you go. There's an item for you, buddy. Says the king. Apparently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
I
and now I
murdered
need to
this
find
guy.
out if
Here's an
my fairy is
item.
dead.
Oh yeah, death table.
Yep. 3.
All
I
right.
think I'm dead. That
Let's
means
see.
the fairy is dead. Trumpets resound from all corners. All other fairies skip their actions for the remainder of the round in a moment of silence. Fairies may still move. See
Oh,
ya,
damn.
suckers.
Killed you so hard that everyone's just like, "Damn, dude," and then they don't do
Everyone's
anything.
everyone's real sad about it.
You took
Everybody
it too far,
loved.
man.
Damn, dude.
Everybody loved Tangle Powler, and they're sad to see them go.
Too true.
Well, hey, he stabbed me first. Is my fairy says into the ether of the Fae.
It's all in good fun. Stabbing is fun for everybody, except
Stabbing
for,
is
I
fun for
suppose, the person-
everyone. Yeah.
except for the person who stabbed.
So for the rest of the round, fairies skip their turn. So that's just me.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you
still
just get to
though.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. That means you
Okay.
move 1 to pick up that item.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm-
you don't
I'm-
use an action to pick up items. That's a
Yeah.
still pick up items, and
I'm
you don't.
It takes no
pondering-
time at all.
And you
I'm
can pick up
pondering
again.
choices.
It's not orbs, bro.
Yeah, Oh, is setting a trap an action? It is, huh? Mother.
Alas.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just do this for now because pretty much all I can do. I'm gonna
And you
pick
can
up the
pick up. You can pick up items adjacent to you, so you don't actually have to move.
Oh, I
You
forgot.
Just reach
We've
over
said
with
this
those
before.
long arms and just grab it out of the.
Yeah. He's got real long arms, so
Just yoink. Just pick it up.
he picked up an item. And we were saying we were waiting for the bottom of the round to draw items, right? But that's right now, essentially.
You can draw items.
All right, I got seeds. Plant and grow an obstacle up to 4/4. Trap, a watermelon vine grows in the belly of the fairy who splits open to reveal 1d6 watermelon slices plus 1 life when eaten. Now, the fairy is dead. Do not roll on the death table. That's brutal. So
That's one of my favorite traps.
Yeah.
So my inventory is full, but I can eat. I'm gonna go ahead and eat. I'm gonna eat my chalice, I think.
Oh, also, I think actually your pipe is not in your possession because it's lost. So you can just put it into the plate. You got to put your pipe out onto the board somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you got a lost pipe. It's at the beginning of the game, you choose a space that's at least 6 spaces away from you, and that's where your pipe goes.
Okay, well.
But you get to choose.
All right, I'm gonna grab a number for that one since it's a specific item.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, that's a
There's like a whole lot of like, I feel like every time I start this game, I'm going to do a second where we go, everybody read everything. And if you're supposed to do something before we start, do it now.
Yeah,
I feel
that
like-
is part of it. Because sometimes you'll get an item and it will be very bad for your fairy. Like that actually happened to one of you. You drew an iron item at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And fairies can't hold iron items and they hurt them. So that's why one of you started with only 2 life for one of your fairies. And
Oh, he just got 3 because he ate a chalice. So.
Oh, that's cool. If you alt something to make it big, you can scroll wheel to make the thing you made bigger and smaller.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now for the board. Very helpful.
That is the end of our first round.
Yeah.
First official round. So we take 1 life from the round tracker, drop in the gambling pool. Everyone rolls a die, and you're trying to get a 1 at this point. Try and roll under the 2. I got a 4.
I got a 4 also.
You got a 6.
All right, 6. You roll a random item. You can do that while we're figuring out. No one got a 1, so that part is over.
I'm just rolling to see where it goes, right?
Yep, for the random item. Yeah.
610.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I'm figuring out my turn here, which I know what I'm gonna do. I got it.
I'm gonna make some more items. This seems to be a very itemy game.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's like right here.
All right, I got you right there.
Doink.
Sweet.
Which
Okay.
that's also very much like something that came straight out of Power Stone. There's just constantly items falling into the arena from the skies, and you're like, oh cool, a bottle, or oh cool, a flamethrower. You know, we wanted that feeling of here's some garbage and maybe it will be useful.
Not to be that guy, but there's 12 rows on the board, so wouldn't that be row 11 and not 10?
That would be row 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, it's right here.
Okay, cool.
How do you do that? How do you do the pointy thing?
Hold tab down and then click.
All right, and I am going to, for my turn, I'm just debating. I'm setting a trap, but I'm gonna figure out where I'm setting it. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna move. Here we go. All right, trap. And I am also going to put my mug in this trap. So let's see here. Item. Oh,
I'm going to do something horrible in my turn, and I'm really excited about it.
oh, me too. I don't know what it is, but I can't wait.
I
Love the cool thing. All right, I've put my mug in a trap, and that is the end of my turn.
What's the mug effect?
You will find out whenever you step in the trap. You'll gain a life and get tipsy, which will make you move a little random.
Okay, so it's like the chalice.
It's similar to the chalice, yeah.
The chalice is the most intense of our drinking items, but there are 3 different drinking items in the game because fairies love drinking.
All right, so Kyle.
All right. I'm using my magic to make a bog. And I'm making a bog right here.
You trapped me in the cabin.
I'm so excited about it. I'm just going to put that there, and then I'm going to check for wild magic.
This is what
Whenever you use magic, it always works, but you have to check and see if you get too much magic or magic that you didn't intend. Anytime a fairy uses magic, there's the chance that there's also going to be wild magic. If I roll my dice and I get a 1, then there's wild magic, and I got to draw that from the deck and resolve that in addition to what I just did. So I made a bog with a snap of my finger, and now here we go.
there is a slight chance the magic can't work with wild magic.
That's true. There's one wild magic effect that prevents your magic from manifesting. But I did not get wild magic, so you just get to enjoy my delicious bog that I put down behind you.
Goddamn boggy doorway, it's flooded. All right.
And I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and pick up this item too.
Nice.
And that's my turn. I got
Now we got
petals.
Ooh, petals are fun.
I know. I'm just going to eat them for an extra life.
Oh, that's me after you.
Yep.
Okay. It doesn't count as anything to pick this item up, right? 'Cause that's just a stitch.
Yep.
So I'm gonna pick that up. So then I'll just grab an item card. I just hit a 1, right?
Yep. I mean, it's not accurate to say it doesn't cost you anything. You might get a cursed item and it'll cost you everything. But good luck.
I think we have a lot of this game.
So I got a peculiar sausage. That was my nickname in high school.
Excellent.
Counts as 2 items when eaten, even if broken. Broken peculiar sausage. Trap a
So you
giant
need a
bee's trap.
qualities card.
I need a quality card to
Yeah,
find
'cause
out
it's
if it's broken
peculiar.
or not.
Well, every peculiar item,
peculiar.
you draw a quality card to see what the peculiarity is.
Okay. Oh, who is this guy? Oh, this is this guy. Oh, I have a spot for it too because I ate my tooth.
Nice.
Okay. And then I draw a quality card, which is this guy's. Okay, so
If you press 1, you'll get the orb.
oh, wait. I hit 1. Why did I get like 12 of them?
I don't know.
know.
I'm just stealing them back from you.
Okay, I was gonna say yeah. I won't even look.
Oh,
Good job, Max.
why didn't? Whatever.
I'm going to
Yeah,
let
I'm
you
just
resolve
gonna-
that.
There we
You
go.
can. There you go. Take all those from me. Take all those from me.
Okay, I'll get them.
If you draw a box around them and flip them all at once, then you can drop them back into the deck without a lot of trouble. Or you can do it one at a time also.
I'm not trying to. All right, here we go. Here, let's just say that one that's left, is that good to be yours?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, if it's cursed, then oh no, someone took it. All right.
Oh my God. I can't wait till.
Too many hands.
Yep, too
All right,
many
I'm gonna
hands.
take one.
Let's all grab them together.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you
I'll
son of a
fix this.
fuck.
What
Wow.
quality?
That sucks.
What'd you get?
Cursed.
Yeah.
What's your curse?
While held, lose 1 life each round. -2 life if eaten. Can't discard it. Dope. Sick. Great. So it did cost me a lot because my guy has 1 life, right?
True.
But okay, quick question. So I have the sausage dough counts as 2 items when eaten. So if I eat this immediately, I lose 2 and gain 2. So I just make it go away, right?
This has come up a couple of times in playtesting, and we decided that cursed items always make you lose life. Like there's no like net gain possible with a cursed item. But I don't know, Max, what do you think?
Yeah, so okay, I think this is how this plays out. One of the fun things about Rumpus is the modularity means that there's some things that may pop up that we've never seen before.
This
Cursed
is one of them.
a cursed sausage means you eat it, it counts as eating 2 items, but that item is cursed. So you lose 2 life because the curse supersedes that. So if you eat it, you just lose 2 life, unfortunately. You still get the extra die though, right?
Yeah, so what would happen is that you would eat it, and you would get 2 dice to add to whatever dice you're rolling for the purposes of fighting or magic.
Yeah.
And then you would die.
So I'll die after my action after when I eat it?
I think so.
Okay. Well, there's nothing I can do because there's no one close and nothing's happening. So, and if I don't eat it, I die anyway because I lose 1 per round and my guy has 1 life. So
Yeah,
pretty
you can
much.
still move though too.
Yeah, that was the suicide sausage.
Should it,
Oh, I know something you could do.
uh, so I now have a cursed peculiar sausage.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if I were to awaken it?
If you awakened
And
it, get rid of it. Because you can't discard it, but if you wake it up, it might run away on its own.
Yeah, that's true.
I could
I
also
would also like to point out that if you eat your dagger and roll really well and awaken the sausage, that you could have a permanent new sausage fairy instead of a cursed item.
Think about it.
I also have a question. 1, 2. In less than 3 steps, I could be touching the baby.
Correct.
Could I just move him and become the fairy baby?
You could.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if he dies or not. And if he dies, then, if he dies, he dies. Said a great man
changelings
once.
often die, actually.
Yeah.
So
It's such a sad thing that aligns with fairy lore in terms of like really terrible to talk about things, but people trying to explain. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I would like him to. I would like the fairy, as I guess he dies after the peculiar sausage is draining him. And before that happens, though, how do I make him become a baby?
You just declare it as using an action, in this case, the glamour action.
Yep. Right.
Are a changeling.
I'm gonna glamour my split cursed sausage peculiar guy into a baby.
All right. I'm going to put you on the crib.
Okay.
The baby is still in the crib with you until someone takes the baby, but you get an extra turn now because you took the risk of becoming the baby.
Yes.
Sick. Dope. Wonderful. What I would love to do with that is that I'm gonna oh shit, I have another thing that says when drawn, roll a die.
All right.
Oh, your wand?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's just easy.
Cool. But I would like to this is the fairy guy right here?
Mm-hmm.
For my extra turn, I'm gonna shoot him with my bow.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. So then
You'll roll on the fighting table.
yes.
You may an item if you would like to amplify your strength when shooting.
I was thinking about eating my peculiar wand, but it's asinine, and and I'm gonna save that. So I'm not gonna do that. Can I eat my magic?
You may not.
I may not. So then I'm just gonna shoot with a bow. So I'm just gonna roll. I have 1 die, right?
Yep.
And then I roll a 5.
Nice.
Ouch. Which fairy is it? This one?
Yeah. Let me see what I'm gonna zoom in. Well struck. Defending fairy loses 1 life, and it was this gentleman. This one. This guy. This person.
Nicely done. Ouch.
Boom.
Beautifully done.
Boom.
That was a good turn.
I get a golf clap for
Indeed.
becoming a baby.
So
Right.
I think I've had this question previously. Can a player be knocked off the board?
Yes.
Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and use my peculiar boot on this guy.
Why did
So I have a peculiar boot. Kick a fairy d6 spaces in a straight line. I will do so now. I'm going to
Wait, hold on a second. Before you do this, Max said yes, a fairy can be knocked off the board, but I think what happens if you hit the edge of the board is you lose a life. And then
perfect. We'll go with that anyway.
Okay, sure. Just wanted to.
I'll do it. I rolled a 6, so I'm going to roll these 2 to figure out where the item goes. And that is a 6 and a 6. So almost dead center.
Amazing. Kyle, do those 6s count as friends? Those 6s don't count as 6s, or they do?
I think anytime a dice shows 6.
Yeah.
So that's 2 other items.
I'm going to deal with getting kicked off the board here. Now I'm trying to remember, getting kicked off the board, is that the same as bumping into an obstacle, or do I have to come back onto the board later?
I think that right now, rules as written is it's the same as being bumped into an obstacle.
I basically move back 1 space and I lose a life, correct?
And just for clarity, just so everyone knows, this is a verdant boot, which means that I gain 1 life anytime I use it.
Nice.
So I also just gained 1 life from that, and then I will roll for the 2 more items.
2 more items, correct. So the Fairy King is thrilled with this choice.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 5 and 11. Okay.
I feel like we need a robot Fairy King that stands in the center, and every time a 6 is rolled, it laughs and its eyes light up like an 80s style game.
Yeah, totally.
Ooh.
There was a game that I used to play as a child, and I only played it once because we were at a friend's house, and maybe we weren't very good friends with them because I only remember it happening once. And they had this game where you're it was like Candyland kind of, where you're just rolling a die and going around a mountain, but sometimes a rattlesnake would shoot out of the mountain and kill you, and it was the best. It was like a big plastic mountain with a rattlesnake that would go poing out of these caves.
And now that I've done that, I will go ahead and move the same guy who just kicked. 1, 2, and 3, and I picked up an item along the way.
All
totally.
Right. Grab that.
Tick, because that's just a stitch.
And
that mountain with a snake sounds like a good Rumpus board.
See, we should 100% make that a Rumpus scenario. I'm gonna
what I'm
seeing mountain.
My fairy with the boot just drew another boot, and so I'm going to I have no room in my inventory, so I'm just going to immediately eat it.
Cool.
Correct.
And gain another life.
That's
here,
wise, I think.
Out here, new boot goofing.
And that's the end of round 2, which now we have 3 life in the gambling pool, so everyone rolls a die. If anyone gets a 1 or a 2, you win the life unless there's a tie.
Oop.
I got
a 1.
I just knocked me over the board.
You get the life.
Unless anyone gets a 2, right?
I did not get a 2. I rolled a 5.
You get to take all that 3 life from the gambling pool and distribute it how you will amongst your fairies. Except for your dead fairy, who is a dead baby changeling.
Oh, he's dead now, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
He didn't have a
dead baby guy. So what happens to all of my stuff and everything?
It's in the crib.
Oh, all of my stuff is in the crib?
Yeah.
So my changeling baby. So the baby is holding a dagger and a peculiar sausage. Cool.
We can assume that they've been glamored into common crib items, like a rattle.
Like a dagger and a sausage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like things that you would expect.
Who doesn't put daggers and sausages in with their babies? Because that's... okay.
The parents coming home, and it's this tragic tale. Okay,
so I get it's these 3?
Yep.
Okay.
And
then
I get to does a
them.
changeling that dies roll on the death table? Probably, right?
I would say no, because it's not a fairy anymore. You're out of the game.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's true. You are now a baby, so
Your baby.
And can I give a life to the guy that got split and has only 1 life?
Yeah, it's your life. You do with it. You do what you like.
Can I get rid of these items or put them somewhere
just
else?
Them up top and put a chit on them for the numbers. So I'll put a 3 over here in the crib, and then a 3 on your items that are. You can put them in a stack if you want. And then I'll put a 3 right there.
Well, but wouldn't somebody maybe want to pick up the the
not
not
cursed
cursed item. And also,
Hey,
this is
they don't. It's glamored, and they don't know which one's which.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, let's flip these over. If anyone's grabbing anything, they're grabbing it all. I don't know if that's not how it normally works, but okay. I'm going to take my turn now. I'm trapped in here, but I have a great idea. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to set a trap. And that item, this is supposed to be in the crib, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's right there on that square. So yeah, just in the crib.
So move it there for to be able to see. Oh, it matters where it is in the crib, though, Ro. So
Yeah, because of the.
Okay. So I set a trap, but before I'm also gonna take a look at this item. This is the items from Ryan, isn't it? Well, shit.
No. One of the items, the one that was on the corner there, is one that Hunter threw in from the 6/6 that he rolled. Yeah.
Okay. Then I am going to draw that item myself, and maybe I'll be putting it in my trap. Let's see. It is. Oh, it's a peculiar ring. Okay.
Oh, dang.
Let's see here.
And peculiar items always get what's it called, right?
It's a cursed ring.
I just pulled a cursed ring out of a dead baby's crib. Kills fairy immediately.
Just another
As one
day in
does.
Fairyland, everybody.
As one does, you know.
Okay, well, is that Kyle, is that a dead and lost? That's a dead and rolled,
Yeah.
or dead and lost because it's a cursed killing?
It just says kills, so roll on the death table.
Okay, so rolling on the death table. Damn it. Well, that fairy was trapped.
Oh, dude.
What happened?
Oh, that's the silence for everybody else. Moment of
Oh,
silence.
And it was the first round of the game, or I'm the first player in the round. Okay, so this fairy dies, and drops my shit, but I didn't have any except for the cursed ring, so I'm just putting that item right there. And actually, I can drop. Do I get to choose where I drop that? Because I'm going to drop that.
Yeah, you do get to. So you're putting that in the trap.
In the trap. Let me put this here, rearrange a little so we can see where things go.
Got it.
And then I'll use another number for. Okay.
So on full release of this game, are the way the pieces are shown here like what we can expect, more or less?
Yeah, except for one thing I'll add is that we are planning a line of metal miniatures as well, that is going to go with it. But it will come with like the wooden meeples is the plan. There's a lot of production conversations still happening, but what you're seeing here is looking pretty similar to how it will come. We'll have like right now we've got all black and white stuff because of like wanting it to be easy for print and play. But we'll have like color tokens and stuff, and the meeples I think are going to look pretty much the same as these that come in the box, and then you can also add on those.
Hopefully, like in a nice screen printed wood that you can put in your mouth.
Perfect. I was wondering about the taste and consistency of the pieces. So
Yeah, it's like my goal always when I'm making a physical object is that it is rewarding to just like put as many of the pieces in your mouth as you can. So that's what we're designing around is mouth feel.
Ages 6 and up.
Yes.
Okay, and so my turn has ended, but I died, and the Fairy King demands a moment of silence, so everyone can move, but no one can act. You can still stitches.
No actions, but stitches are fine.
Yeah.
So also though, as of right now, there is both a live and dead baby in the crib.
Currently,
correct.
that's true. Yes, they look exactly the same, but one's alive.
Yeah.
But one's dead.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
One is dead. Yes.
This got dark. I didn't expect this to get so dark. Sorry.
You picked a scenario about stealing a baby.
Yeah.
And you didn't think it was gonna get dark.
Well, not that dark. People like goblins stealing babies is a tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time.
It didn't get dark when Jareth did it.
That's true.
I mean, it kind of.
There are no dark moments in the labyrinth, as we all know.
Nothing but cod pieces.
Her head don't want to come off.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Kyle's turn.
It's my turn, and I am choosing this Sweetie BB, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna put this item in my sack.
I'm always gonna chuckle at the word sack.
It's a fern, y'all. Dun, 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 dun. And that's my turn.
Okay. My guy is also going to go 1, 2, 3, and put this item in their sack. And now he's back to 2 lives in 1 item. It's almost like they were a real person and not just like a split off of like, somebody that's now a dead baby.
Just not almost not a doppelganger.
Yeah. What colors items? This one. Okay. Boom.
I'm really happy how I
That's the
made this
biggest
fairy a
stack.
little bit see-through, like a ghost.
Oh, nice.
I didn't intend to do that, but I did somehow. Tabletop Simulator is truly a marvel.
And you guys get to know what this is, right?
Yep.
Songbird flies up to 3 spaces and back, ignoring obstacles, may steal 1 item. Ooh, are babies items?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's I set all those traps for nothing. I was like, you have to go through my traps to get in, but not if you have a songbird.
Okay, that's it. That's all I can do.
Hunter.
Okay. I will move this peculiar fellow. It's 3 spaces, and that's my turn. Perfect.
You did it.
I did it.
No gambling because it's just a 1, so you can't roll less than 1.
You can try.
We could try, but
In real life, we would pick our dice up and throw them at each other in like a fit of pique.
Last man standing.
all right, and let's see here. I am going to eat my bones, and I'm gonna eat my horn, and I'm gonna use my magic of humpback to try to
Good
humpback
call.
this fairy. And you know what? I'm gonna eat my sack too. I'm going to try to give this fairy the biggest humpback of all time. Um,
Going all in on humps.
yeah, go all in.
Those lovely lady lumps.
Yeah, time to rump it up. Oh, okay. So I roll 4 dice then for magic. I need to
Yep.
grab one
It's
less.
already over. They're already a hump.
Okay, so
No wild magic. Amazing.
I got a potent hump, which is change someone into a one hump obstacle. The hump is heartbroken, and it is the one that is holding the songbird that is
You
now
son
a
of a
hump.
bitch.
And
Oh wait, actually, we have a specific hump obstacle. Let me go grab it.
yes. So I'm sorry, but the songbird is too good. Someone else will have to pick it up, uh, and then I'll hump back them. The humpback sky, as they say in Troika, right? Um,
It's true. Humped.
that was my potent magic. Now I will move 1, 2, 3, and I will. Damn, I just really went all in on that. Okay, I'm gonna discard this stuff. So, okay, my turn is ended.
Bad turn. I'm disappointed.
All right, my turn. I am going to use my whistle on this fairy to pull them toward the trap.
Nice.
So they move 1 space toward me or 1 space away. I want them to move toward me. So you have to roll a die to see if the trap goes off. On a 4, 5, or 6, the trap goes off and you suffer the trap's effects.
I rolled a 2.
No!
That's
Pills.
protecting me, guys.
All right.
Just shout out to the big guy upstairs,
Okay. I choose not to move. That's my turn.
Ryan's up.
Okay. So this fine young gentleman. One,
I'm pretty
two.
confident I'm not going to win.
How close do we have to? Is it just any square touching the crib to grab the baby?
Any
Correct.
adjacent square, yeah. Diagonals are fine, orthogonals are fine. On top of the crib is fine. You can't do that, but if you could,
So
it would be fine.
where this gentleman is right here is
Yes.
3 spaces from the crib, correct? 1, 2, 3. Not
Yes.
if this obstacle wasn't there. So
Correct.
this fine young gentleman has a peculiar songbird.
All pills, you're gonna win.
Yeah. Oh,
And then it's peculiar because it's singing. Undying melody adds 1 space of random movement to the end of a move.
oh.
But so the songbird isn't a move, right? How does that work? It's
The
there. It
song-
flies there and back.
Yeah, so here while you're holding the songbird, your fairy gets 1 space of random movement added on to the end of their move if they move.
Okay, dope. So what I would like to do is to not move.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, wait a second.
Mhm.
I just have to get off the board, right, with the baby.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So they pick up the songbird will flutter out and fly 3 spaces to grab the living baby
Yes.
and fly back to me. That's my movement has not happened yet, and then I would like to take that baby, and move off the board with it,
Nicely done.
and then
You should-
randomly move.
You did end a move. This is debatable, but I'm curious what happens if you roll for your final. You're off the board, but you still have 1 move left, but it's random, so you can't choose not to do it.
Yeah,
Well,
that
so
is
does the
true.
game end prior to the resolution or no? So I
That's a
moved.
good question. This is a
So
good
I
question.
have a move. I have an additional move, and then the movement. So I'm like way off the board because I
You
moved off with 2.
Spaces. Yep.
Yeah, instead of 3 spaces.
Mm.
I think that you can drop the baby off. I think you just won, and the game is over. Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just victory.
That's a stitch to drop. Yes, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can just drop the baby even if it shoots me back on. I would love to know what the random movement was though. So let's see what it was. And if it rips me back onto the board, I'll just like throw the baby. So where's the movement? On the quick
random
reference?
On your
On the
quick
quick reference, yeah.
All right. So random movement is a D6. I'll throw one for the audience. You guys can't see it, but I'll tell you what it is. 2 up. So I'm still off the board.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. Congratulations. You
Good
took
play,
the baby.
Ryan.
Nicely done.
I
This
didn't even
has been
fuck with the
Rumpus.
songbird until I found the other songbird, and then when I realized what the songbird could do, I was like, wait a minute, I have this other guy who totally has a songbird.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
One of the things I-
Songbird has actually been in the game since before Rumpus was a game because Songbird is in the list of items that you can get in Fairyland, the Max Moon Games zine that we made before we made Rumpus, that caused me to think, what if you could be the fairies? Because Fairyland is if you are aware, is very much like a mortal-facing zine. It's like for mortals that are visiting Fairyland and encountering all of these denizens of the Feywilds as they are walking around doing their mischief. So yeah, we really wanted to make a game. Like after we made that, it was just like from the other perspective of like it's mortal agnostic. Mortals may or may not exist to these fairies, although they very much did in this game.
I will add,
Yeah.
this is the time where once the game has ended, there is, because Rumpus, you can play in one-off games, but you can also play in campaign mode. So your surviving fairies move on to the next game you play, and there are conduct rewards. So if we'd like to do a quick run through conduct rewards.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So let's see here. I'm going to read out some things, and if it applies to you, you're going to have to call, and then you'll get a reward. Use potent magic. I did that. Did anyone else pull off a potent magic?
No, I did
All
not
right.
even attempt to do that because I was so satisfied with my basic bog.
I gained the title, The Strange Delight. And that would be, let's see which fairy that was. Uh,
Applicable.
Tippy Toe Blue, The Strange Delight.
Very
And I
nice.
Max Moon, the Strange Delight.
What item do you get because you're the strange delight?
I receive an enchanted scented letter of affection, which I'll have to. We've got those items here. I'm curious to see what that does.
You can search the cherished item deck and look for that one, but alas, you can't like type in what it is because that is probably something that I need to do.
I'll come back to mine because I want to keep going with other people's
I
content.
know what that item does, though. It's great. Affection is a magic in the game, and it allows you to convince another fairy to do whatever you want. So you get to control them for one round. So you would read
nice.
your scented, enchanted letter of affection and then take control of another fairy and be able to use their magic or their items or whatever as if they were you.
Awesome. All right. Use magic or items to move a fairy onto a trap. That definitely happened.
Well, wait a second, because it almost happened, but
That's right.
I used a whistle, but it was not successful. The trap didn't go off.
All right. Use a whirlwind to move a cow. That's a
You did
very
not do that.
unlikely thing. It didn't happen. Blew a small fairy to a giant fairy. My dogs are going crazy. Hold on here. No one did that one.
Alas.
Nope.
All right, someone might have to pick. Okay.
I wish I had my rule book so that I could read from it. Here, let me pull up the rule book and then I can take over for you. Boom, boom,
Oh,
boom,
you can.
boom.
Don't get too excited. Okay, so use a cursed item. Did anyone use a cursed item?
No, I think that
I think
No.
there were cursed items, but they didn't get used.
nobody
I let
did
it kill
eat that
me.
first
Yeah.
sausage.
Yeah.
I didn't
And you
eat
picked
it.
up a
Yeah, I
cursed
just
ring
let it
that
kill me.
immediately killed you.
Yeah.
Okay, use a fragile item. Nope. Steal a splendid item. Nope. Eat a splendid item. There were no splendid items. No one guessed the name of any opposing fairies. There were no lively tunes. Did anyone travel to all four corners? Have a fairy that went to all four corners? Nope. Did anyone not use any magic or any items?
I didn't use any magic.
What's that? Yeah, if you had a fairy that didn't use any magic or any items.
Oh, I have a bunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they become the beast and receive
Wait.
a county skull. Or wait, only one does.
Hmm.
And
Okay, yeah.
all right.
Choose your favorite fairy to be the beast.
Do I just change? So my split doppelganger guy didn't use any magic or items because he didn't have any. Does that count?
Nice.
Doppelganger becomes a beast.
I think it currently does count. They are now the beast.
These titles
Beast.
do get checked off. So like once it's done for like in campaign play. So
Oh
like
my
first
gosh! You know what would be
fairy-
dope is like a sticker, or like a Girl
Yeah.
Scouts like patch like sash that you can like,
Dude,
stick
yes.
directly onto the meeple would be really fun.
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think a sash though that you now sew a badge onto is now what I want to have happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, merit
Monty
badges.
Python did sashes. Sashes are
Yeah.
in the vernacular. Everybody expects sashes now. We got to do sashes.
Okay.
People go to the table, they're like, "Where's my sash?" You know, and we don't want people to say that about Rumpus. We want to say, "Don't worry, we've got Rumpus sashes right here in a secret compartment at the bottom of the box."
We do.
Why is this box 18 inches tall? It's because of the sashes.
All right, find a fairy who's hiding. That didn't happen. Fight every fairy in an opposing troop. No one fought a fairy from every troop because I didn't get one.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Throw a fairy off the board. That did happen with getting kicked off the board. That fairy has gained the title the Trunch and receives a splendid shining cup. Become tipsy every round. Nobody did that. Eat 6 items in a single game. I only ate 3 with one of my fairies.
I did not eat that many items.
Great. All right. Did any fairy get split into 2 fairies and survive?
Oh, yeah.
That fairy gains the title the Riven and receives a tiny sword.
I'm the Riven Beast.
Oh, you're up. That's great. Okay. No one got up to 9 or more life, and then nobody was forced out of hiding. So that is done for titles. There is a in-between games section, which we don't need to do now, but I'll tell people
No,
about
we
it.
do need to do it now.
Oh, okay, I'm wrong.
We do need to do it now.
Called Shenanigans.
It's actually, once you start playing Rumpus, there are many things that you're compelled to do. Otherwise, you have terrible luck for the rest of your life. And hot coals are placed at your feet, and cold things are placed at your head. And you age inconsistently. So let's make sure that we do
sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. So for shenanigans, shenanigans happens between games of Rumpus because the Fairy King's attention can't always be upon your troupe, and they shouldn't be expected to. So while the Fairy King's attention is elsewhere, your fairies get up to shenanigans that happen throughout the wider world of Fairyland. So you choose how many fairies in your troupe are going to go out on shenanigans, and you roll that many dice. And you can also add dice to this roll by eating items, just as you would any end game roll. So of your surviving fairies, choose a number of them to go on shenanigans. And it can be 0, but that's boring. So I'd heartily encourage you against that. And then you'll roll that many dice, and then we'll look it up to see what happens to your fairies.
Oh, okay. Well, I will roll 2 because I'm not gonna tempt the fate with the Riven Beast. He's gonna
Sure. Yep.
He's gonna stay.
They're gonna
locked
stay
up.
at home in your house.
I'm gonna roll 1.
All right.
At 4.
All right. Max, do you have the shenanigans tables up?
I do, yes. And I'm gonna do some too. But okay, here we go. Shenanigans. All right, we got titles. Okay. So first roll. Who had the first roll there?
Who had
I
a
rolled
4,
4 and a
Ryan?
3. I think Hunter rolled a 4, and I rolled a 4 and a 3.
I had a 4.
Okay.
So I need to take one at a time. Sorry, you got a 4 and a 3. Those are added together, right, Kyle?
Yep.
Okay, 4 and 3. So we got a 7. So you gain 2 items. No doubles or triples or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's special things that happen, places you visit on doubles, triples, etc. And then
So you draw 2 items and you chonk them into your fairy house. Also, everybody who lost the game, because we went a little bit out of order for this, everybody who lost the game, roll 2 times to see if you get a Fairy King treasure.
How do you know if you get a Fairy King treasure? What's the number you're looking for?
It is on a 5 or a 6. I did not get a Fairy King treasure. I got 2 items. So I got
snake eyes.
Snake eyes.
No Fairy King treasure for me.
Yep, I just got 2 items.
A
sausage and a book.
All right.
Good. And those just go into your
sausage party, you know?
Yeah. What is Rumpus if not just a perpetual sausage party? To dwell in sausages forever, as we say. Okay, and then
I thought the board was locked.
I think that somebody
mischievous unlocked
shenanigans.
Usually it's me whenever that happens, but I know a fellow mischief maker when I see one, especially when their face turns
fixed.
better. All right. So that was our Fairy King rewards. But Hunter, do you remember what you rolled for your shenanigans?
I rolled a 4,
I think.
You rolled a 4. On a 4, you get 1 item.
Nice.
Yeah, so you draw an additional item. And then on a 7, do you get 1 or 2?
A 7, you get 2 items.
So I got 2 items.
So I think then that puts 4 items into your house at the end of the game. And then I'm going to do my shenanigans. I am sending 2 fairies out, and I'm also going to eat a fern and a bracelet. So I'm going to roll 4 dice. All right, and I got, of course, no doubles, so that's fine. I got 11. How many items do I get, Max?
You're just at the peak of 2 items there, so you get 2 items.
Great. Perfect.
All right, and I'm going to eat 2 items to roll extra dice too, because I like, as much as I like my items, we're not I don't know. It'll be fine. It'll be worth it. So I'm gonna do this. I'm hoping I get some doubles and get something weird here. Oh, I didn't.
Did you also get no doubles?
Did we lose Max, or is he just being buried still?
Lost in the Fae.
He gone.
That's the risk of playing, you know?
It really
You know?
is.
Yeah,
I
dead
will
babies
say, while
and
Max is
lost
not-
Maxes.
While he's not here with us, that a huge inspiration for me to start making this game, of course, is Max's own 12 years. How there are so many times that you can just get lost in the Fae. And that's what started us like developing the tables that turned into Fairyland. Is me just being like, what if I make some fairy encounters for when you're lost in the Fae?
Yeah, 12 years. Never heard of it. Don't even know what's 12.
Oh, there he goes. We lost him.
He's gone. We'll be back in a moment, people.
12 years, everybody's favorite hex exploring and dungeon delving game of solo serendipity, where you try and give a skeleton a nice hat that'll make him happy for 12 years.
Yeah. Or banish a demon now.
Oh yeah, I've not successfully banished a demon. Have you guys?
Oh God, has anybody?
No.
I think that he's like talked about offering a reward for the first person to successfully like banish the demon lord.
Well then I totally did.
The first time that I played that, the first hex that we went into ended up being a hellmouth that ate my party. The very first one, like out the gate, I rolled up a party and I went into the next hex and it was like a hellmouth opens beneath you and eats your party. And I was like, well, shucks.
There you go.
I'm back. Nice.
You're back. We were just talking about this game 12 years. So I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, 12 years Demon Lord. Like,
Thank you.
You know, it's this game I like.
No one's beat it yet, right?
That's what we were saying.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Nobody's beaten it. I was just sharing my first experience with that game is that I rolled up a party and I was like, I've played 12 years. I'm good at this game. I've won before. I will do it. And my first hex that I stepped into ended up being a hellmouth that devoured my party.
It is definitely possible to beat it. And I know a number of people have come very close and faced the Demon Lord. I think, but I'm excited about one day someone beating it. I'll have to do something special.
We have to keep track though, you know. We have to like submit evidence of your rolls and whatnot.
Yeah. It's gotta be like Twin Galaxies, where you videotape yourself playing the entire game so that people know that you didn't cheat, and then you have to have like a Hall of Fame that you don't let people into from Redmond named Steve Wiebe because they can't be in because of reasons.
There you go.
All right, fuck you, Steve
like
Wiebe, I guess. So Rumpus, that is a game we just played that I just won. This is the print and play version that's out right now, right? Everyone can go grab this. And where can they grab the print and play version of this and play this right now?
Got 2 spots. It's up on Exalted Funeral now, just as one of their items. It's free. And then it's also on maximumgames.com. You can also grab it. I think there's a link directly in the Discord, in our Discord server. And feel free to share it with people. Yeah.
And then as far as the future of Rumpus, I know we talked already about Meeples and Metal Minis and box sets and Exalted Funeral and all of those things. Is there let's even just say a dream time frame for when things would start to be first delayed from the inevitable pushback of something of this magnitude and creativity?
Yeah, we're looking at you should watch the skies around Halloween next year. Is when we are looking at hopefully pulling some of these things into the material plane for y'all to enjoy. So
amazing.
That's the time when the veil is thin.
And Halloween next year, you said.
Yeah.
So we are early on this, and you guys have some other fairy stuff happening this week. I know anyone that got the Maximum newsletter saw that it was jam packed this week. What else is going on for you guys with Rumpus, with fairies, with the Discord, with everything this week?
Yeah, on Tuesday, Brett Manning, who did all of the art for our lovely print and play edition, is going to be joining me. We're going to be on Instagram Live together, and we are going to look at every single fairy that was found during our Festival Rumpus first ever Find a Fairy Kit Bash or Catch competition that has been running for just inside of a month, where sculptors and kit bashers and artists of all stripes put together some fairies out of whatever materials they had lying around their house, just smush them together and said the words to bring them to life. We're going to look at every single one of those fairies and we're going to say, good job. And I love it. And can I? Yes, that's what we're going to do.
That's good.
Perfect.
And on Instagram Live, you said which one's Instagram Live?
Instagram Live is the one where if you're on Instagram and then somebody is on and they won't get off, and then you can't get off Instagram. So that's going to be, it's going to be mine. Mine is Honk Team on Instagram is my handle. And Brett's is
Brett Manning
Art. Is it Brett Manning Art?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. All of those times will converge, and I will be there saying things about fairies. They're really lovely. Everybody put together some amazing fairies. Some of them have hair, some of them have boots, all of them have teeth, some of them have bells, some of them are worms. There are some magnificent examples of fairy kind.
They turned out amazing. I really love getting to see what people made for that, which also reminds me that one of the things Kyle has done for Rumpus is also created some slight conversion rules so that folks can play it just on like terrain so you don't have to use the grid. So you can create all your own stuff, make your own board, however you want. If you want to use the grid, that's how it's designed. But the conversion rules are pretty simple too. Then we also have this is a local event for folks in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, going to be playing Rumpus in person at Modest Brewing coming up in September, first week of September there. They do a game night with All Systems Go, so I'm stoked to be bringing Rumpus to that.
Awesome. So between now and next October, it's just refining what's already here. Is there going to be like new versions of the print and play as things happen and things evolve that people can, where they're finding it now, they can just keep finding the updates for it?
Yeah, totally.
One thing on that note too is just that in that time period, so yeah, it'll be updated a little bit. We've been working on some updates. We're gonna like plug those in. We'll like let folks know when things have been updated. One of the reasons for that long window too is the artwork and the sculpting is all like done by hand, and like Brett's process, if you look at her art, super detailed, right? Like doing pen and ink watercolors. So we're wanting to give lots of time for the art making. Kyle's currently sculpting for and has been working on a beautiful fairy so far based on Brett's art. So sculpting those by hand and then getting those cast. So we're trying to get to the point where we can get like everything made, and also give the game a lot of play testing with a lot of people so we can really like fine tune those rules before it gets into that big, huge physical production. We've also been talking about recording another Cthulhuligans album for Fairyland, maybe vinyl, which happens to be the same dimensions as the game board. Just saying, playing around with some ideas for that.
And you could wear your new Cthulhuligan shirt that you can find on MaximumGames.com as you listen to the album as well.
It's true. Yeah, I actually have like a fairy that I've been working on for I sculpted it last year as part of the amazing King of the Hill Giant competition that Hill Giant Games put on. And then I have been trying to get it ready for casting this past couple of weeks. So I have some legs to show you. Some beautiful fairy legs.
Got a rump on there too.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a rump to play Rumpus.
Play Rumpus, gotta have it.
Yep.
Gotta get rumped up.
Yep, totally. So this is an example of a giant fairy, which we did not play with some giant fairies or regular size fairies in the game that we did, but we got some aspirations and some plans for including various sizes of fairies in the game as the thing moves forward. So I got a lot of sculpting ahead of me. I love doing it. I'm trying to get faster at it, but it does take time to poke everything into place with a little needle and then look at it and say, this is good, or this is garbage. So,
I mean, I think it's a good looking rump right now, so I'm excited to see the giant fairy.
I am extremely proud of this rump. Like, this is.
Do you have the upper half nearby? Because
I do actually. But it's all in pieces because I'm getting it ready to like be cast. It's going to be spin cast, which is where it gets put into like a disc of vulcanized rubber and then filled with hot metal and then spun around really, really fast. And it helps the metal like push into all the different pieces. So here's the chest, you know, and then
I love this head so much.
Here's the back. I'm very proud of those shoulder blades. I looked at many shoulders in order to sculpt them. And then we got the head, which is
wow. Amazing, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love how terrifying all the fairies in this game are. Like, if you saw them in the dark alleyway, you would sprint in the other direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a fairy that's the size of a tree. So you would come upon like a clearing in the forest, and then there would just be this guy the size of a Douglas fir in front of you. And he has a club. Let's see if I can keep all the parts together while I add them. Here's his club.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So, which is an item in the game.
I don't know if you can hear us, though.
And then we also have, he's holding a little handful of moss too. So there's his moss.
There we go.
I like to refer to his head as a possum head with a Dee Ramone haircut. And that's burned in my brain forever now, and I love it.
Yeah, that's all they are now.
That's what that was the suggestion. I was really stuck when I got to the head. I paused for a long time. He just had this like smooth, sculpy clay head, and I was like, what am I going to do for this? And I asked Max and Andy and Lewis, associates of Max Moon Games, I was like, what you guys wish I do for the head? And Max is like, a possum, and then give him the haircut of the Ramones. And I chose Dee Dee because Dee Dee had the longest hair in the photos that I looked at. I was like, this is what it means to dwell in fairyland, is to dwell in fairyland.
Two separate ideas that you secretly merged and came back to us. I feel like one said Ramones, one said possum, and you came back with Ramones possum.
Yeah.
As one does, you know?
It's very possible. Like, it's, who knows where ideas come from. I'm just a conduit for fairyland.
So the game is coming out in the future. We just played it. Your Discord server obviously is a place that people can find some more information. We already talked about all the links where we can find, which I will get a list from you and make sure that in the descriptions below, both in podcast and not. If you're listening to this on podcast, maybe I'll put it out, but I highly recommend go watching the video since we didn't describe really anything in words for you. So watch this episode. But is there anything else that you guys would like to say about Rumpus before we finish tossing stuff around the board and get out of here for today?
Yes. If you love moving little guys around on a board and thinking about how fairies are cool, Rumpus is the game for you. And if you also love like confronting the sublimity and the terror of the unknown, and then seeing like what kind of hat you can put on your guy, then Rumpus is also the game for you. And if you love looking at exquisitely rendered pictures of uncanny and wondrous beings, then Rumpus is the game for you. And I highly recommend picking it up. It's going to be real special and good.
I'll add one thing here that usually when I'm creating games, I like for 12 years, I very much kept in mind like younger players. Even though I'm like, I want to play, like, I want this to be fun for adults, right? But I also have playtesters who were like 10. Rumpus, Kyle's youngest kid, is how old now?
He is 7 now, but he was 6 when we started playtesting.
is one of the main playtesters and players of Rumpus who tried to keep things, it might get dark and weird, but so does childhood. So we try to
Indeed.
keep things very accessible so that it's a game that you can play with your family as well, or just play like with your buddies. But yeah.
Admittedly, I think we made it dark and weird, like as adults with our adult perception of events.
Yeah.
So take that.
Although I will say, one of the main inspirations for the world of Rumpus and just like my encounter with Fairyland particularly is Maurice Sendak. And there's a really good Maurice Sendak documentary that was done by Spike Jonze, I think, called Tell Them Anything You Want, that talks about particularly the thornier aspects of making literature that kids enjoy, that is also good for adults to read, that has been banned lots of times because people are like, this isn't for kids, this is too dark. So I would say that that there's a texture of darkness, like a thick layer of peanut butter that has been smeared over everything, and the contours of Rumpus emerge from it, but it's very present.
Yeah. I mean, whatever happened to the Gashlick from Tiny's, and the So
kindergarten teacher. So we, both of us being in education, we spent a lot of time thinking about we love thinking about it as a, play as a tool, and not for learning's sake, but just the way that we engage with the world and the experiences we have and stuff. So we love keeping kids in mind when we're working on stuff together.
No learning. We just have to teach people how to pass the test. Okay. No child left behind, guys.
Yeah.
So Rumpus, great.
Left behind in the woods because the fairies will get them.
Hey, or they die and you just steal them with the songbird. But that is Rumpus for today. Listen, I really appreciate you guys coming on. I definitely hope in the next year, if things evolve, we can do this again. Definitely down to always come on and play more Rumpus. That's what we got. That is us. We really appreciate it. If you were listening, as we said, we'll make sure all the links are below. Definitely go grab this, the free print and play right now to play that, and click whatever link I drop in the future so you can hop into the Max Moon and Rumpus and whatnot Discord. And that's going to be us for today. Thank you all for being here, and we really appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.